Hello guys, welcome to Koa Academy. Guys, in this video, we'll be talking as to what management is. So let's talk with an example, okay? Suppose that there is a factory and there is a plant in it, okay? And that plant manufactures chips, okay? Now, there is only one factory or machine, so to speak, and it has to manufacture various brands which the company offers in the markets of the chips, okay? Now you have, let's suppose, 10 workers, and each has its own specialization. Like one is expert at cutting, one is expert at packing, and all other things, okay? And you are the manager of that place or factory. Now think for a minute, pause the video and think for a minute that what will be the difference between your duties over there, you being a manager, and the duties of the 10 workers. Now, of course, the workers will be expert in each of their fields. As I said, one will be expert in cutting the chips, one in drying and packing and all those things. Okay, and what is your job? Because you will not be working hands-on in the factory. Okay, you will not be cutting the chips, you will not be drying them, packing them. So, being a manager, what else will you do? Okay, yeah, that's a question. First we will read this definition, and then I will tell you that what you will do and why you are being called a manager and what is management. Okay, according to F.W. Taylor, famous expert on management, management is an art of knowing what is to be done and seeing that it is done in the best possible manner. Now, you being a manager in the factory, you just need to know what is to be done. For example, which brand of chips is to be manufactured in the coming week, and how much of it is to be manufactured, and these are the things, okay? And you need to make sure that it is done in the best possible manner. Now, of course, you being a manager also need to make sure that the chips you make, they are of uniform quality, okay? They are of uniform size, uniform tastes. So the work which needs to be done in your particular case, which is to make and pack the chips, it's done in the best possible manner. Of course, you also need to make sure that it's work within the time. If the order you get for the next week is of, let's suppose, lays, and the ordered quantity is 1000 units, okay, then you have to make sure that you achieve that in the best possible manner. And how do you do that? You produce those 1000 units and you make them in the best possible quality. Now, Henry Foyle were also a very expert in the subject of management, and let's see how he defines management. Management is to forecast, to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate, and to control activities of others. So, first of all, forecasting. Of course, you being a manager, you have to forecast as to what will be the demand of the chips in the next week, in the next month, in the next 6 months. Okay, there will be various external and internal factors. For example, uh, Christmas, people give things, a lot of things to each other, and probably demand might raise. So, being a manager, you need to be aware of those factors also. Okay, you need to forecast the demand, then you need to plan accordingly. Once you have forecasted that the demand will rise, then you need to plan. Okay, you need to purchase the raw materials in advance, chips and all those things and packing material. So you plan and then you organize that. Okay, one brand of chips which you think that it will attract more demand, start producing it more, and you organize the resources which will be needed for that particular brand, and you produce less amount of chips for the brand which is not in the demand, which will not be demanded more. Okay, then you command and to coordinate. So you do not work hands on in the factory. You command the people, you command your workers, 10 workers, and you tell them, okay, this is to be done in the next week, in the next month, and you coordinate their activities. Okay, you tell them that you will do this thing, like you will cut the chips, you will pack the chips, you will add certain ingredients. So you coordinate their activities, and of course you control them. And you also analyze how well they have done. For example, in monthly review or quarterly review or half yearly review, so you review their activities also, okay, that are whether they are achieving the objectives or not. So you also set their objectives and then you organize the resources. Another definition of management is that it is the art of getting things done by other people. Okay, and you do not work yourself, but you coordinate other people so that the work is done in an efficient and effective manner. Okay, by efficient means that you do the work in the least possible resources. Okay, and by effective means that whatever the goals are set, in our case to produce to meet the demand, you achieve that goal. Okay. Once, do you know both these ingredients